Hey, what's up guys? So I had a few people reach out and ask me to kind of break down the lighting setup I have here in the garage. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the video. I'll also kind of go into a little bit of like what I'm thinking whenever I take a space up that I've never shot in before and go about like lighting it. Okay, so starting with like just the garage as it sits, like first when you're lighting something, figuring out like where you want to shoot towards, right? What the background is going to be. And I knew I wanted my wash and dry. I wanted all this junk purposefully, like everything to be as junky as possible. And then I like to kind of start with the interior lights on. In most cases, we like to kill the interior lights, but essentially this is what the shot looks like. I mean, essentially because actually I have a key light on. So if I turn that off, this is literally 100% the way of the garage. And I like to look at the shot first, kind of determine what's going on. There's a neat little hair light. Obviously the background is well lit. You can see the skeleton and stuff like that. That's cool. But first and foremost, we need to bring in a key light so that you can see me. So since I'm sitting in the center, I like to put my camera in the center and I like to put my key light just off to the side a little bit. And the key light that I'm using is a Godox SL60 with the softbox and the grid. And I'll talk a little bit more about the grid in a second. The camera that I'm using is a Canon EOS R with a Sigma 3514. And then also setup wise, I like to have this monitor over there so that I can see what I look like. Okay, so honestly, this looks pretty good. I think a lot of people would probably be really happy with this shot. So I like things a little bit more moody. So typically I kill interior lights or house lights. And just to go ahead and show you, I'll kill the key light. You can see it's like completely dark in here right now. Just with the key light on, it pretty much is only lighting me. There's a little bit of spillover over here, obviously. So as you can see, without the grid, it's a lot more light spilling onto the background, which honestly, this is a pretty cool setup too. This is kind of why I like to build it out one light at a time and test things, because you might like this. You may want to go with this. You may want to go with this with the interior light on. There's so many different combinations, right? Okay, so back with the grid on. I like it this way because I want to add additional lights in the background and I want to be able to control the lighting on the background completely. So cutting down as much as possible on the spillover. And if I really wanted to, I could like position the light and actually get it off of here too, but this is fine for now. It's not really going to bug me that much. Okay, so this looks kind of cool for a different reason, but it's not quite like polished yet. And part of the reason is because if you notice, it's really like almost my hand disappears in the blackness and you can't tell like where the background starts and where you know what I mean? So that's where the backlight comes in here. The kicker, the hair light, it's sometimes called. If you can see, there's a little bit shining on the side of my face here, and that highlight, probably some on my shoulder, yep, that kind of helps pull me off the background and just adds a little bit of depth to the shot. For the kicker light, I'm using a newer, I don't remember how to say it, 660. It's on like 6% and 3200 Kelvin. I like to position it almost like diagonally from the key light. So that way they kind of like complement each other. And in this case, also, it is acting as a practical light because it is seen in the shot. It kind of provides some like color and just something interesting to look at. But like over here, this is just a little too dark. Like, so that's where the background light comes in. For the background light, I'm using the Invisi G2, and like having the background light, as you can see, just kind of like adds something more interesting to the shot. I went with green for the breakdown video just to kind of give more pizzazz to it, but it's a little bright. Honestly, I don't want the background to take too much focus. So something more like that is a little more subtle and also kind of helps me stand out a little bit more so that you're not so focused on the background, you're more looking at me. And I still chose like kind of a greenish color to simulate like a fluorescent light would look or whatever. That way there's still some interest there and there's some complementary colors going on with the orange and blue. So probably one of the best parts about this lighting setup is that all of these lights are like totally budget friendly. And even though I have nicer lights in some cases, I still will reach for these for setups like this because they're just so cheap and easy to use. I will post links down in the description so you can go check them out. And yeah, let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to go deeper on. I'm happy to like make more videos like this. Also go follow me on TikTok if you're on TikTok. I've been like really pushing out a lot of content there. Also, the obligatory part of if you found any value or you like it, you know, share it with somebody you think might get some value from it as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.